Oh, help. Thank you. Stim was running out.
I only see someone, and then 3 teammates run out in front of me.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Blue Robot here, and today I'm going to go through all of your comments and answer your questions regarding World War III, and maybe some not regarding World War III, at least maybe 1 or 2. But I wanted to go ahead and say, before we get into today's video, definitely hit that like button down below. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to the questions, I left a community post for all you guys to basically ask me questions specifically about World War III. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and make sure you are actually clicking on the bell icon as well. And if you have, I know sometimes people on YouTube don't get notifications, so just go ahead and recheck that as well too. So going down the list, I'm going to go not in any particular order, but we have a lot to talk about because there's some really long questions and there's some actual, duplicate questions. So I would try to do my best to answer as best as I can. I am not a developer, but I'm also pretty connected to them as well too. And I've been covering this game since 2018. So here we go. Okay, so the first question comes from Ice Queen. I know that's someone that's been on the channel for a long time, so shout out to you. But do you think they will add a team balancer, a comeback system, and a way to join the losing side? Basically switch team yourself and or an auto switcher, better players to the weaker team. FPS games, which I've played in the past 15 years, I've had that. Mini games are total stomps now, really not fun. I totally get that. I've been on both sides of that as well too. I don't know what you think and know about this. Also, the revive/down system in FUBAR, let me rephrase that, basically in FUBAR is horrible in my opinion. Then I would even prefer no revive system. What do you guys think, or what do I think? So definitely a big question here, but I do have to say I definitely have experienced the total stomps on both ends. So I've either basically just completely dominated the other team and pushed them back all the way to their spawn, or I've been on the other team and basically had half of my team leave the game and then basically no one to defend any of the points. So it's been a total stomp either way. I definitely think they should add some kind of balancer. I'm not so sure how they should implement that, but I do think that might be coming to the game. Again, don't quote me on that, but I totally agree, especially when you have like full squads of level 51s all playing together, especially the way I play. It's kind of, it sucks for the enemy team sometimes. As for the revive system in FUBAR, again, I agree that it needs a rework. I like the down system. I like that you can pick someone up, but I still believe, in my opinion, that the incapacitate, so there's two basically versions of getting down. You get knocked down, which you're able to crawl around, and then you get incapacitated. So sure, maybe keep both of those in, but I should be able to completely take you out if I just shoot you in the head one more time when you're basically not able to crawl. So I still think that should come to the game, but we'll wait and see. Okay, this comes from JSR9703. This game is my favorite. Thank you for all your content about the game. I appreciate it. What do you think about FUBAR? Do you consider it too hard and not intuitive? Can you make some tutorial for beginners about new game modes? Please, cheers. JSR, definitely tutorial will be coming, but I have a feeling that it won't come till maybe the end of September, only because we still have so much updates coming out and things always change with the game. So if I make a beginner tutorial video now, in 6 months, it won't matter anymore. So hold off on that. Definitely coming to the channel, so definitely stay tuned for that. And as for the FUBAR game mode itself, I think it's pretty cool. I just think the spawns need a little bit of rework, especially when you have enemies spawning where you just were. So you think that you're safe from behind because, again, the enemies can't push around. All of a sudden, they're spawning behind you, as well as even people getting stuck behind their spawn. So definitely, I think spawns need to rework. They did a great job fixing the spawns on Team Deathmatch Domination, so I definitely think they can work on that as well. But as in regards to the actual game mode itself, I find it fun. It brings something new to the table, and clearly World War III needs all the content it needs. All right, so this one comes from Far IP9XX. Is there anything you missed from early access alpha version of the game besides the server browser? Definitely, that's a big one. It's the server browser. Definitely as well, the money system. I get it. They had like a free-to-play monetization go through, so they got to make their money somehow. But I definitely missed that version. Also, the one thing I miss specifically is the world map. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, on the old World War III game, there was a world map and there was supplies that you can basically earn while playing games, and then basically help your team, basically giving them 15% more ammo on respawn, or even to the point where there was a tactical nuke option. So it felt more like Planet Side in that fact, but it's definitely something I miss. I don't think that's ever coming back. And again, the store system is one of my favorites of any game, because you can earn what you want to use. Again, most of it was just cosmetics, so different pistol grips, different stocks, different uniform options. And the one thing I really miss is the jacket and the vest were two separate things. So if I wanted a black vest, tan jacket, I could do that as well too. So I missed that. Don't know if it's ever coming back to the game, but we'll see how it is. All right, Mr. Slowani or Sloney, where do you see World War III going with the new player counts barely increasing with the new season? Is this game viable for the future? How do you think they can make it viable other than bringing in more and more monetization for the remaining player base? So where do I see World War III going? Definitely not up right now. The only thing that I see World War III possibly doing once September hits, and again, this is a very long time, I definitely see that maybe when September hits, and hopefully to get all the servers fixed, because the servers are like the #1 downfall for this game. But I do think World War III will have and I've said this before on my streams as well, definitely subscribe for that. I've said that in the past, it might have a Phoenix rising out of the ashes moment, but only time will tell. I still think that World War III has ways to go, and we'll just have to wait and see. Again, time can only tell when it comes to this question. So thank you, Mr. Sloney. Thank you for the question. All right, so the Wiz 1205 asks, will they improve on the sound for World War III? Because I tried it last weekend and I always get shot behind due to no footsteps being heard. I like the gunplay, but the sound needs improvement. I definitely agree on. Now they have the vehicle sounds fixed, in my opinion. Some of the vehicles sound a little bit weird, but at least I can hear them now. Now they got to work on footsteps, and some guns are actually silent, like to the point where I think it's bugged. So I think that needs to get fixed. Other than that, I know improvements are always coming to the game, so no timeline on that, but improvements are always coming to the game, especially when it comes to sound. All right, Emperor France 46, hi Blue, hope you can answer my concern/question. Recently I just updated World War III with the latest updates on Steam. When I opened it through, oh god, this is a long one, I might have to skip this one a little bit and kind of break it down for you guys. Okay, so for something as specific as this, again, I am not a dev. I can only do as much as basically tell you to reinstall the game, verify the files on Steam, or send in a support ticket, which I will leave down the link below in the description. But as when it comes to specific launcher issues, I don't have any say on that. I don't have any fixes on that. So sorry that you're going through that. I know you're not the only one having launcher issues. And again, in the future, they did say that the World War III game will no longer be using the launcher. They just have to basically, it's going to take a while because they have to switch every server from my.games to Steam. So it's going to take a minute, but just know that it's coming in the future. Ruben Castro Gaming 2846 asks, are you actually enjoying the game overall? Yes, I am actually enjoying the game overall when it works. When the game works, it's probably one of the best games out there because there's no other game out there like it currently. Now, when the next Battlefield drops, who knows? I'm a big Battlefield fan, but 2042 wasn't it. So this is the only game that currently scratches that itch when the game works. When I get a US East server, when I get maybe even an EU server kind of helps. But again, there's no other game like it right now. So when I do play it, I enjoy it overall. And it's just the servers that really kill me every time. Dinka asks, is Machina okay after this video? Yes, he's okay. He totally knew what he was doing. And as for people who were worried that he was gonna get in trouble, no, nothing happened. I messaged him a couple days later just to make sure we were good. He's fine, doesn't matter. He kind of laughed it off a little bit. So again, we're still good. He's fine. No one, get upset at me or him. Okay, so James Slater, George Washington, and S-Web all asked the same question: do you think World War III will ever get a console release? And if there's any rumors with console release? Now, again, I've been saying this for days, so anytime someone asks me this question now, I'm just gonna recommend them to this video until it happens. Hopefully, they're not looking at console yet. Keyword is yet. Now, what they need to do is get the PC version running perfectly until they can get over to console. Again, guys, just know it's not coming to console anytime soon. So I'm gonna get the question again, I know it, but I would basically just hold off until asking that question until we get actual news. And Regmon XXX 2104, I maybe said that name wrong. What if Farm 51 made a World War III battle royale type map and tribe? I don't know about the tribe portion, but I do have news about a battle royale version. So basically, World War III is coming out with their game mode called HVT in September. Now, HVT stands for High Value Target, and it's an objective squad-based game mode. So different squads fighting for different objectives. And if this is anything like their old battle royale game back in 2018 when it was called Recon, it's gonna be their version of battle royale, just a little bit different, coming with your own loadouts, pick up weapons, different objectives. We'll just have to wait and see when it comes to that. Until then, just wait till September when you're expecting something a little bit more along those lines. And the last and general question from Redbeard Mortis, by the way, shout out you, brother. Definitely, I want to answer this question specifically for you and any really upcoming YouTubers as well too. Just a general question about content in general. How do you overcome the feeling of being burnt out while coming up with new content ideas? Now, that is a big question, and it's I don't even really think it has a specific answer to you. It's really whatever helps you come up with ideas in your head. So I know for me, listening to music helps, especially when I listen to like epic soundtracks. If I'm listening to, you know, certain movie soundtracks on Spotify, or if I'm listening to music on Epidemic Sound, sometimes even just coming up with the thumbnail first helps with the rest of the video ideas. So especially nowadays in this genre that we're in, you know, tactical FPSs, hardcore games, that niche is very specific, and the games nowadays aren't up to par. So I would say you have to figure out why you're making content in the first place, and second, think of something that helps you come up with an idea. So again, music, if it's sitting outside, if it's playing games with friends, just, you know, maybe get a collaboration of different YouTubers to kind of talk about, you know, because sometimes that helps out as well too. I have different avenues on where I can grab ideas from, so it's not just one main one. So it takes a minute. I mean, it took maybe 2-3 years to really get like a good network of friends. And then from there, also just finding my rhythm. And once I finally got into the rhythm, I would say it's just content is always coming to your head. It's really just sitting down, narrowing down what you want to talk about, and then going from there. Also, one of the major rules, and I forgot to mention that right at the end, was to basically get your rest. If you feel yourself being burnt out, go ahead, walk away from the computer, take a breather, go outside, do what you need to do. But, you know, even get some sleep definitely helps when making content as well. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Definitely hit the like button. I know it was a long one, so if you stuck around all the way to the end, I appreciate you. But other than that, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.